So, starting here, working all the way forward. As we work with Caitlin, and it's the same pattern for each of them. Again, sectioning just below the parietal ridge and above the occipital. Started my first one with the dark green, went to the yellow, went to the light green, to the blue, and worked that pattern all the way up. Once I was at the crest of the crown, then what I did was I took and started everything from the side. So she is a very dark, beautiful, beautiful tone here. And again, I love the idea of having something very stark to something with a very high energy. Almost a muted to something very shiny. And then what we started to do was use that pattern working all the way over. So the exact same pattern as what we've done here, started again with the dark green, went to my yellow, and worked that pattern all the way over. Once I stopped at the dark green, I picked the dark green right back up and moved that pattern all the way through. So 2, 4, 6, 8. You have 24 foils in the entire idea and what we did in the color. What do you guys think? That work? Don't go nowhere. So as we move, you can see everything from parietal and above. As we start to move this around different ways, you're going to get a lot different energy to this. But with the haircut and the way the haircut falls and what we've done with the haircut, I really wanted to make sure that that was just crazy impactful around the face. Now, could we do this with blondes? Could we do this with reds? Here's the thing I would tell you, and I want you to write this down. How do we go from pure to uncensored? Or how do we go from commercial ideas to something very, very avant-garde? And it's simply this. If you take levels of reds, and you take a 4 level, a 5 level, and a 6 level in a beautiful red tones, that to me is very commercial. Okay? A 4 level, a 5 level, 6 level. If you want to take something more progressive, it's simply separating your tones and separating your levels. So the further we pull those apart, the more avant-garde or the more progressive it's going to be. So if we take a 2 level in a red violet, we go to a 4 level in a true red, and we go to an 8 level in a copper, now you've separated not just your levels, but you've also separated your tones. So that becomes very progressive. So the further we pull things apart, and it's the same thing with cutting. If we have somebody with a beautiful one-length haircut and we cut a very strong fringe, you've now just separated it to make it more progressive. So that's the thing when clients come in and they say, I want something new, I want something great, but I don't want you to do anything. It's a great job, right? How many of us get that? We get that all the time. So how do we talk to them about that? It's really giving them, one, the power of suggestion. These girls all come from Salt Lake City, Utah, right? These girls all wear this hair on a daily basis. So I never want to hear the idea that it doesn't happen in my area. It doesn't happen in your area because you're not suggesting it. And the other thing is you got to paint them a visual picture. Magazines are a huge thing, huge thing. How many of you, by raise of hands, have your work hanging in the salon? Pictures you've done? How many? A few of you? So this is the other thing I would challenge you to. In this day and age, it is so easy to be able to implement your work on a wall. And it doesn't have to be everything beautiful framed and all this glorious thing. You think about a digital camera nowadays. And one thing that we really pride ourselves in is like a makeover board. Give them a before of one of your clients and simply give them the after. And all we did was get a silly little cork board from Staples, and we put that in an area where people can access it. So we would have the before, we'd have the after, and who did the hair. What do you think happens when clients come in? What is that? How do I get on that? And easily, how you get on that is we do a major change. So now they start getting into what's going on, and they can see visually what each stylist in the salon is doing. And that's an important thing to us. We don't want somebody to come in and, you know, I do this kind of work, and they want to put something in front of me that is crazy, crazy conservative. There's 5 other people in the salon that could do this. So I've been branded in the salon as definitely out of the box, progressive, and edgy. And that's where I want to be. Yes, I can do the beautiful blondes. I know I can do that. And if I have to on some of those clients, absolutely. But I also want to be known in the area for what the brand brings to the table. And this is what I want to bring to the table. This is what I want to be able to be known for. I don't want to be known for just a beautiful blonde. You can see in the imagery we create for Logix, from that level, from a corporate level, we can create that, and that's great. But from a Chrystofer Benson brand, I want to be known for something that is a point of difference that is not like what anybody else is doing. What do you think happens with that? Anybody. What happens when you start to set yourself apart? Right here. You evolve, and you're challenging yourself. How many of you have done something and you feel uncomfortable while you're doing it? Come on, be honest. You know what's happening right then? You're growing. You're growing. The minute you feel uncomfortable is you're growing. The minute you feel safe and comfortable, boy, we have just got to a point where we need to challenge ourselves and really step out of that box and that rhythm of what we're doing and do something that's a point of difference. Give our clients that point of difference. So that's the idea. Let's talk about tones and formulas, what we used. Can I go back to that PowerPoint? So her natural level is a 3. What we're working with when we lightened her out is luminous cream lightener. One thing I love about this is it has chelators in it. So Utah's known for a lot of hard water. One thing as you're lightening hair and you keep lightening it, and we still see that yellow and that orange, those are a lot of hard minerals. Those are irons. Those are metals in the water. And the one thing I love about the luminous cream lightener is it has a chelator that's going to clean the minerals and the impurities out, so you get a very, very true tone. Working with Logix, it is a pure tone color, and when we're imparting the color onto the head, it's important that the pre-lightening is done absolutely flawless, because this is not a heavy, opaque background color. It's something that as you put it on, it's going to read exactly what your lightening process is. How many of you experienced that in a good and also a, oh man, right? We've experienced that. And I'm sure we've experienced that with other brands as well. But it's important, especially with Logix being a pure tone, that we can get that beautiful lightening even from, scalp, and obviously with here we're working off the base, and really get that to be able to lighten out so that we get those high energy colors. So the next formula. There we go. So her base is 2V Color Creams, 10 volume. I'm not looking to lift anything. I'm absolutely looking just to hue it and tone it. So I'm only working with 10 volume. The dark green that we're working with, and we have three amazing things in Logix. Primary concentrates, which are yellow, red, and blue. So obviously we can work from those, and then mixing those, we can mix any color on the color wheel, and then we also have clear that then you can expand that out to become a lot more translucent, a lot softer, even pastel. So it really gives us a working palette to be able to create anything in the color wheel just with a few tones. So that's the one thing I really love working with is the concentrates. The other thing I always get asked, how long do they last? It's going to last as long as any really high energy color. Now, this is what I would tell you. If you want to balance something, and it's absolutely about balance, scales of justice. If you want something very high fashion, high energy, it is not going to last a long time. We're not talking about longevity. This is not somebody who is going to want to wear this for 4 and 5 and 6 times. We're changing her hair all the time. So with that idea, I need something to be able to keep up with it, but I also need to be able to change that and have a palette to be able to work from that, so keeping the integrity of the hair. So let's go back and talk about these tones. So the second one, so the dark green, so we're working with a ½ ounce of primary yellow concentrate and a ½ ounce of primary blue concentrate. And that's the dark emerald green that you see in her hair. That's the darkest tone that we see in that green. And then the next formula, the lightest green, is going to be 1 ounce of the yellow primary concentrate, a ¼ ounce of blue, so just a tiny bit of the blue, but just to give it that hue, and again, working with 10 volume. The yellow is straight out of the tube with 10 volume, and that's the bright influence you see in here, the really, really intense tones. And then the last one we're working with is a medium blue. So it's a ½ ounce of Logix primary blue concentrate and a ½ ounce of clear, just to bring that down just a little bit. The blue is an oxidative dye, so it's going to definitely give it a lot more meat, and it's going to be a lot more longevity. The yellow and the red are direct dyes, so you're not going to have as much longevity. But if we want a red to be able to last, we can take these products, the primary concentrates, and I like to call them like a chameleon, because they can stand on their own, they can mix into imprints, our demi-permanent, and they can also mix into color creams, our permanent line. So if I want something that is not just high fashion, but I want to balance that with longevity, I'll take that high fashion red and start to put some background color into it with, say, a level 6 red. So if I'm working from a primary concentrate red, I'll start to add some of the demi-permanent in or some of the permanent in and really bring those to where, yes, I can still have high fashion, but now I have a background color that's going to support that as well. Does that make sense? Yeah? Easy. All right, young lady. You're so cute. Thank you, Katie. Give this young lady a hand. Let's bring up Shiansi. Oh, she's a looker. Don't kid you. And she's got those icy eyes. And the thing, yeah, here we go. She's like, don't even start with me. No, she does. You got to see these beautiful eyes, because that's what the palette was really built around. Can you guys see those eyes? Amazing, amazing eyes. So for me, it was really, again, balancing skin tone, eye color. All these things need to come into play. And it was really creating a palette around her icy eyes. Now, Chauncey's a hairdresser as well. I gotta be honest. She works with me in the salon, and she doubles as a model, and obviously a great model. But yeah, those icy eyes. You know, when days when I really get her mad, boy, let me tell you, icy cold. You see, there they are. All right, let's get rid of some of these colors, and let's show you guys something different here. What do you think of the beakers? You like that idea? A little visual point of difference there? Yeah. I want you guys to all go home, put some beakers up. Talk to your clients about some different colors. So when you guys are looking for magazines, we looking in, say, America for these magazines? Where are you guys looking for magazines? In other words, are we looking for what's happening or what has happened? Because to me, a lot of the magazines I see, and I'm not going to name them, you guys all know them, but a lot of the magazines I see in our nation right now, our local ones in the nation, is a lot of the stuff that has been. Would you guys agree? And I think that a lot of the stuff that's coming out of like the European markets, especially, you know, England, this is what's coming. And it's interesting because as we look at that idea and being able to bring something forth, we want to be able to create something that is coming, not necessarily what has been. Would you guys agree? So I think when we think about that, a lot of the magazines I go and get, like Hairdresser's Journal, Highlights, I want to create something for my clients that they see that's a point of difference. I almost would rather have them see something a little bit edgier and bring it back a notch than give them something so conservative and try and paint them a picture that we can ramp it up. So it's a little bit different philosophy. I don't like showing them commercial stuff. I like showing them pretty progressive stuff that gives it a great point of difference. I promise I won't blow the stage up. But it gives it a great point of difference that, you know, that power suggestion. But visually, I think we have to paint them a picture to give them the idea. Visually, give them the idea. Oh, I'm going to overflow that. Oh, see? That's why we got kicked out of chemistry right there. Chris, you didn't measure. That's only 150 milliliter. We made it 200. Oh, see, I'm 2 for 2. That's good. It's a good thing I'm not playing baseball. Or for the Bears, right? Ooh, come on, I got to give you guys a little bit of a bet too. Nobody else is going to, right? Till Kelly gets up here. All right, Miss Chauncey. So this one's interesting. Let's go back. I'm going to take you. So here's our pattern. And again, so we're working off that horseshoe shape. I'm just going to turn you, love. And the idea here was really being able to create almost a kaleidoscope of colors. So again, a red right next to that really beautiful jade green, and working into a really strong palette of blues. So let's talk about the formulas, and then we'll mix this up and show you what we did. So everything, again, from occipital up, we're working everything on a horizontal. From parietal across, we're working everything just as you see, and this is literally every single foil that you have in there. So let me just drop these colors in, and then we'll show you guys what we did. So the first one is a very dark, it's a dark blue. We're going into a lighter blue. We're going into a light green. We're going back to the light blue, the dark. It's like a lava lamp. Oh, see, you guys are all my generation. The young ones are like, what is a lava lamp? You can't tell me you weren't, because I know some of them are like, what? What's a lava lamp? It's a really cool thing. I want you guys to go check it out when you guys leave here. So this one is a blue-black, so very, very dark blue. And then right next to that is the red. And the last one is the light blue. So this is the same pattern we used all the way across. Again, 3 times we repeated this. Once in the back, twice we repeated across the top. So let's go to the PowerPoint and let's talk a little bit about what we did with the formulas.